Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's Saturday video, I wanted to go ahead and read some more of your Star Stable ideas. I already made a part 1 in this series, so in case you want to watch that, it'll be in the upper right corner. But I have to say, when I made that video, I went through all the ideas that you guys submitted to me through Instagram, and I picked only 10, but I have to be honest, there were so many other ideas that I also wanted to use, but I couldn't because that would have made that video over 30 minutes long, and I usually don't do that here on my channel. So back then I thought, well, I'll make a part 2 somewhere in the future, so here I am today to do the part 2 of this series. And yet again, I have a lot of good ideas to talk about, so without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the very first one. For our first idea, we have being able to jump with our characters, and let me tell you, when I was playing SSO yesterday, I noticed that our characters couldn't jump, and I was just thinking, like, how can our characters not jump? Our horses can jump, but our characters can't. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Now, to be honest, I wouldn't really see this as like a necessary update because it's a horse game, who's gonna walk on foot, but at the same time, it would be nice if our characters could jump because it doesn't really make sense that they can't. But I still stand by the fact that it's not really necessary because you usually ride your horse and you don't walk around, and also in quests, it's not really necessary for you to be able to jump, but it would be nice, of course. I guess that the main reason why I wanted to put this idea in this video is because I was thinking about this a few days ago and I realized how weird it was, and I just kind of wanted to point it out. But anyway, this was the first idea, which I don't deem as necessary, but we're gonna get into some really interesting ones right now. So let's go to number 2. For idea number 2, we have a remove all tack at once function, feature, button, whatever you want to call it. Now personally, I know that I'm one of those people who changes horses every single day, as well as sometimes I even change horses multiple times on the same day. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people out there who do that as well, and I think we all must agree that sometimes the time adds up when we have to take off every single piece of equipment off of our horse, especially when you use all of the slots. Having such a feature would save a lot of us a lot of time, and frankly, I also don't think that implementing this kind of a feature is going to be very hard for Star Stable, so I would really love to see this in the future. And just to prevent confusion, the ability to take off your tack piece by piece would still be there, hopefully, because it's very, very good for realistic role players and other people who kind of enjoy that too. So if Star Stable were to implement a feature like this, then please keep the ability to individually take off tack off of your horse too. And with that being said, let's move on to idea number 3. This next idea, you guys, it was submitted a million times in the submission box that I put on my Instagram story. That was insane. Basically, the idea is that Star Stable should add a paddock for every single player individually so we can turn out our horses. Now, this whole feature is very similar to the Stable Care Island we used to have. Do you guys remember that? That's so old. But since Star Stable already kind of made a similar feature, I think that maybe they could do this as well. This feature would be highly beneficial for our realistic role players, but at the same time, I think it would be a really cool feature for other players as well. And I know that if you're creative, you can already turn out your horse in other paddocks and stuff, but we really want a specific paddock where we can turn out our horses or multiple horses at once. And it could be similar to the island thingy. We could pay for it and our horses would be taken care of instead of paying for stable care. Because I remember I used to use the island feature all of the time and it wasn't even that expensive, so I really like the island feature and I really wish that Star Stable could make it return in a different form, maybe like the turnout paddock feature. I would love that. Next up, we have multiple ideas at once, and the first thing she mentions is dressage saddles. Now, since we already got jumping saddles, I would love to see dressage saddles as well, and also some universal saddles. I don't know what they're called in English. I need to look that up right now. Is it called a versatility saddle? I'm not sure, but basically it's a combo between a dressage saddle and a jumping saddle, and you can use it for basically any discipline. Now, in combination with this idea, I do want to add this comment over here because I read it and I was like, yes, we need that. Basically, what they're saying in this comment is that we need more color variations of specific items in the game, like saddle pads or tops or anything like that. And I totally agree. I have had it happen that I saw a saddle pad and I really liked the style of it, but the color just wasn't it. And at those moments, you really wish that they would have come in more colors so you could pick your favorite color. And that's also the reason why sometimes I edit my outfits and my thumbnails. And then I read the comments and a lot of people are disappointed because the outfit in the thumbnail is not actually in the video. And I'm like, well, maybe then we need more colors, you know? So yes, both different types of saddles and bridles and saddle pads as well as more color variations would be really, really appreciated. So Star Stable, take notes. If there is something we're still really missing in the game, because we have an indoor dressage arena, we have multiple outdoor arenas that you could use for dressage, we have outside jumping courses, we have inside jumping courses, and yes, we have some cross-country jumps spread over, for example, Valedale Lake, but we don't have an indoor cross-country course just yet, and I would really love to see this in game. We just can't forget about cross-country winter season, you guys. How can we forget? We can't. When I saw this submission, I was like, yes, I need to mention this. So there you have idea number 5. Next up, we have something that we've already experienced in the Star Stable style, but we don't have in the actual online game yet. If you have the Star Stable Horses app, at some point when raising your own foal, you get to kind of lunge your foal, and you get to kind of like go up in speed and down and all that stuff. Now, we have that in the app, but we don't actually have it in game, and that's why I wanted to put this idea in here as well. Lunging is something that I personally see a lot happening at my stables, and it's not even in the game yet, which, Star Stable, what are you doing? It's in the Star Stable Horses app, so if you could implement it into the game, that would be really cool as well. We've all seen them around, you guys, the infamous Star Stable Online dressage clubs. Now, I've noticed that mainly on Nightstar and other servers where dressage clubs are really, really popular, that there's a lot of drama when it comes to who can use the riding arena and when. Something I personally think could be really helpful is creating a riding arena or using the riding arena we have now and make it so that you can only see people in that riding arena that are also in the same club as you are in. Now, I know some people really don't want this because some people do dressage with their friends who are not in the same club as they are in, and I understand, so maybe we could make this whole thing into a feature, like a button. When you enter the riding arena, you'll see a button that says show only clubmates or whatever. Just make it into a feature so there's not so much drama about who can use the riding arena. So yeah, I personally think that this could be really helpful, and that was it for idea number 7. The next idea I have is adjustable jump height in the riding arena. Now, I wouldn't say restrict it to just the riding arena because there's other arenas with adjustable jumps too, so I would say for every single arena with jumps in it. But other than that, I think that being able to adjust the jump height on the jumps would be so helpful, especially for realistic roleplay players, because some jumps in Star Stable are so high that I'm like, I wouldn't do that in real life either, so no. Anyways, I also had one concern when I read this suggestion, and that is basically that here in Europe, we measure jumps with centimeters, and in America, they measure it with foot, I think, or feet is the plural. So then I was thinking, well, what if they just do certain levels? The first level is kind of low, the second is average, and the third is high. That way, there wouldn't be too much confusion with American players or either European players. So I think that's a really cool suggestion, and yes, I like that. Next up, we have another submission with multiple ideas. So basically this person says we could have more settings options. For example, a render distance setting, a fog setting with which we could turn the fog on and off, a custom FPS limit, text size, etc, etc. Now I have to agree because I know that my mom, for example, has vision impairment, and to be able to enlarge the text on screen would be really helpful for people who also have that issue. And the other ones that this person is suggesting could be really helpful for people who already don't really have the best PC, because let's admit, not everybody can afford these luxuries. Like for example, having a video card that's worth over $300, which is insane, but it does work really well. And also the fog setting would be really helpful for people like me who constantly get lost in, for example, the mirror marshes, because I do. So yeah, I think that these are really great ideas, and I really wish that Star Stable would do something with them in the future. And then now, let's move on to our final idea for today. Next up, we have dressage as well as show jumping competitions. Now, Star Stable already announced in the recent Starshine Ranch quests that they're working on Western competitions, and that makes me wonder whether they're also working on dressage and show jumping competitions, because we've been asking for real dressage competitions and real show jumping competitions, and also, let's not forget cross-country competitions for so long, and they're finally coming out with their first version of real competitions in the game. So this idea might even come true very soon, and I really hope they're working on it because that would be really cool. And those, you guys, were all of the ideas for today. Now, if you have any ideas that you want to add to this video, then go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm going to make sure to read all of your comments because last time as well, there were a lot of nice ideas that were added in the comments. So please, if you have an idea, go ahead and comment it. And with that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching. I really hope that all of you are staying safe inside your home and protecting yourself against the pandemic, because that's really important, and I really hope you're staying safe, so please do if you can. But yeah, anyway, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. If you would like to see more of my videos, then go ahead and subscribe down below, as well as turn on your notifications so you'll never ever miss out on any of my videos. And yeah, I really hope I'll see you back on Wednesday with a brand new video on more additions to the Starshine Ranch, which I'm really excited about. So have a great week, and until Wednesday, bye guys!